Hey everybody, welcome back. We here with another video. Today we are here to talk about Tyler Creator's latest project. CHROMAKOPIA released a couple months ago, and I think we can all agree that this album is not only one of Tyler's best, but undoubtedly a masterpiece. CHROMAKOPIA is Tyler the Creator's 7th studio album, and it's getting to the point where every time I think that this man has reached his peak, he drops another project and completely outdoes himself again. For me personally, this is not only his best project, but also his most personal. A story about self-discovery and becoming the best version of yourself. Today, I want to take a deep dive into Tyler's true message in CHROMAKOPIA. I want to explore how Tyler the Creator perfectly embodies persona theory. No, not that one. Well, maybe, but let's say that for the gaming channel. Here, we're talking about actual psychology of the persona. Let's start by breaking down what exactly the persona actually is. In simplified terms, the persona represents the social mask that we wear daily to fit in and interact with others in society. It's a compromise we make to protect ourselves from judgment and rejection. Our persona is the version of ourselves we curate to be accepted in different settings, whether it's at work, with friends, or even online. But here's the catch. This persona is just a facade. Beneath the mask lies another aspect of ourselves, one that's harder to show the world, our shadow. The shadow represents the unconscious parts of ourselves we hide, deny, or even repress. This can include emotions, traits, or desires that society or our own experience have labeled as unacceptable. But here's the important point. The shadow isn't inherently bad. It's made up of all the things that don't fit into the image we curated for the outside world. But if these traits remain suppressed for too long, they can grow darker, twisted by shame or neglect. And we must acknowledge and integrate the shadow to find true self-discovery. This idea comes from Carl Jung's work in psychology, but it's also used in storytelling, and as listeners, we can use persona and shadow theory to better understand what an artist is truly trying to express. So, how does this all connect to Tyler the Creator and CHROMAKOPIA? Let's get into it. When looking at CHROMAKOPIA, one of the first things you'll notice is Tyler wearing a mask. It's on the album cover, in the music videos, and in almost every promotional material for the album. This mask isn't just a visual element, it's a crucial piece of the album's story and its connection to persona theory. For almost every album Tyler has released, he has used personas or alter egos to tell stories. Going all the way back to Goblin, Tyler created characters to embody different parts of his personality and express emotions he might not have been able to confront otherwise. These personas gave Tyler the freedom to explore everything from anger to vulnerability, using storytelling as a way to process his experiences. This pattern continued through albums like Flower Boy, Igor, and Call Me If You Get Lost as well. Each project felt like a new mask, a new layer of Tyler's artistry. But something shifted a couple years ago, starting with the release of The Estate Sale and the music video, Sorry Not Sorry. The music video for Sorry Not Sorry feels like a turning point, the end of Tyler's persona era. The video begins with different versions of Tyler, representing his past personas, apologizing for their actions during their respective eras. These characters that were once the mask he wore to tell stories are now being confronted and acknowledged. By the end of the video, they're all gone. Or I should say, they're dead. Tyler kills every past version of himself, leaving only his true self standing. This isn't just symbolic, it's a clear statement about moving forward. Tyler's decision to kill off his personas feels like a declaration. He no longer needs masks to express himself. He's ready to step into his authenticity, fully embracing both his persona and his shadow. In CHROMAKOPIA, Tyler takes persona theory to its most personal level. Unlike in his previous albums where he crafted distinct alter egos, the persona in CHROMAKOPIA is simply himself. This album is about Tyler embracing his true self, exposing all of the shadows he's hidden away, his fears, insecurities, and vulnerabilities. From his fear of fatherhood and his complex relationship with his fans to processing loss and heartbreak, Tyler uses his album to be completely transparent. The theme of becoming your true self aligns perfectly with Carl Jung's idea that we must integrate our persona and shadow to live authentically. He believed that in doing so would make you a better person with a better view on life. This authenticity is particularly evident throughout the actual lyrics of the album. We get tracks like Darling I that highlight the beauty and pain of self-discovery, capturing the duality of growth. This whole album feels like all of his past actions and fears that he has been holding back for years finally escaping into his album, and it's just so rich and pure and real. We get a track like Hey Jane, where he talks about his fears of having children and an actual story from his past, to then getting the track Tomorrow, where he talks about how all these feelings never left and how he's still afraid of having children and how he's getting older and he feels regret but also wants to make his mother happy. But then we also get a track like Darling I, where he honestly doesn't even have an idea of who the person he wants to have a child with is, let alone if he wants to be with just one person at all. All of these thoughts must be so confusing for him. And it's all just so amazing and compelling that he was able to take this and turn it all into one project. He explores all of these feelings of guilt, regret, and even joy in ways that may not paint him in the best light. But that's the point. By confronting and accepting his imperfections, Tyler aligns with the persona archetype's ultimate goal: living in your truth, regardless of how others will perceive you. Tyler doesn't just tell this story through his music, his visuals play an equally important role. In the album's promotion, everything is bathed in sepia tones, with imagery of people with covered faces, marching in unison like soldiers. This could symbolize how society pressures us to conform, forcing us to wear masks to fit in. But when Tyler's persona detonates an explosive, the visuals shift to vibrant, colorful scenes, signaling a break from conformity and the start of authentic self-expression. For example, during live performances, where he gets to the song Take Your Mask Off and literally removes his mask, he is symbolizing the culmination of his journey towards self-discovery. It's a huge emotional moment for him, and it feels like he is trying to make a statement. A message to society that he will not play by their rules and fit into normality, as the concept of being normal is just to fake who you are to another person faking who they are. He uses this album to address the huge elephant in the room that everyone is fake and no one lives in their truth anymore. How that leads to us living sad lives and we ignore our shadows so much that we start to become the fake version of ourselves, the version that society created and not our true self. Even the album's name, CHROMAKOPIA, reinforces this message. From my research, CHROMAKOPIA seems to mean an abundance of color. When viewed throughout the lens of persona theory, this abundance represents the richness of life that comes from embracing your true self. Tyler's message is clear: to bring color back into your life, you must confront your traumas, integrate your shadow, and take off the mask. CHROMAKOPIA is all about bringing that harmony back into your life, realizing that the mask you use to live life is fake, and to become one with yourself and the world, we must all confront ourselves and come to the realization that there is more to yourself than the persona. When I look at the album from a perspective like this, I just think to myself about how powerful this message is, and how this is something everyone needs to hear. Of course, this isn't some new topic that has never been said before, and I'm not trying to say that Tyler is some new age philosopher. But when I look at how beautiful this album is, I think, damn, low-key. Tyler's use of persona theory in CHROMAKOPIA allows him to tackle universal themes like identity, self-reflection, and societal pressure. By shedding his past personas and embracing his true self, Tyler delivers an album that is not only musically brilliant, but also deeply human. As listeners, we're reminded of the power of authenticity and the importance of facing our shadows. Tyler's journey mirrors our own struggles with identity, making CHROMAKOPIA a relatable and transformative experience. It feels amazing watching as the artists that we grew up on get older, and not only does their music get better, but they also mature heavily. Getting albums like Kendrick's Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers felt like a breath of fresh air, being able to consume something so honest and vulnerable, and I can definitely say that CHROMAKOPIA gave me that amazing feeling again. I hope you guys enjoyed my video, and do not forget to take that mask off.
CHROMAKOPIA.
And before I forget, at the time of making this video right now, I am 10 subscribers away from reaching 400. If you enjoyed this video, just know that I appreciate you, and I would truly love if you could send me a sub or a like or a comment, man. It truly does mean a lot to me. I love y'all. Peace out.
CHROMAKOPIA.